I am from Plano, Texas. It was awesome growing up there. I love Texas. I miss Texas. It's just very, very chill growing up in Texas, you know? Good food, good people, and just fun. You know what's funny is people, yeah, I got my start on American Idol, so that was like 9 years ago. I feel like I was a completely different person back then, so there is that assumption that like, oh yeah, Kristin, she's passionate about singing, and I love singing. Singing is healing to the soul, you know? It's an amazing expression, but I don't do it anymore. I auditioned for American Idol sort of on a whim, had no idea I was gonna make it to the top 30, and I didn't even know what the show was when it was the very first season, so I walked in like, Paula Abdul, like, what are you doing here? You know, what is this show? And all of a sudden I'm, you know, on my way to Hollywood on the #1 show in America, and it was surreal and amazing, and I was completely unprepared. I had no vocal training in my life. I was like a shower singer, just the girl that played the guitar around the dorm room, and that was my training. And all of a sudden it was like, sing 6 hours a day, and come on, get your vocal cords ready and go. And I had a blast, but what I got out of that experience more than anything was a passion for hosting. And I loved Ryan's job more than wanting to win the show. It was like, that is cool, that is so much fun. He just gets to, you know, have experiences and talk with people, and I fell in love with that profession. And so that's what I'm doing now. I started with G4TV 5 years ago. I was fresh off the plane from Texas, moving to LA full-time, trying to host. And I'd been here about 3 months and auditioned to host a show called Cheat. And I hosted that for a couple of years. And then they started just plugging me into different shows on the network, from Attack of the Show to X-Play, and doing movie specials. And I think at this point I've hosted almost or been a part of almost all the original shows at the network. So I feel pretty good about that. My gosh, my first appearance for Attack of the Show, oh my gosh, it might have been co-hosting with Kevin at the old studio. Yeah, I think it was one of those like, hey, we need someone to fill in today, can you do it? And I was like, sure, and had a blast. So I think, I may be wrong, but I think that was it. And of course, you know, hosting with Kevin is like the funnest, easiest thing ever, because he's such a great host and makes you feel comfortable, and I just had the best time. And then they started plugging me into the feed every now and then I would do press junkets, and then it just kind of grew from there. Well, when I first started at the network, I was sort of in my own little cheat world. We used to be in a much bigger studio than we are now, and everything was broken up. So in my cheat world, there was no other hosts on the show. I was it, and so I didn't really get to meet any of the other talent on the network, and that was like the downside of that whole setup. And then when they started plugging me into other shows, I was like, yay, I finally get to meet these people that, you know, are on the network. And so I think Kevin was one of the first people that I met, and just loved him. He's just the easiest guy to like, you know, he's just cool. And then we had different hosts back then, so I sort of met that whole crew. And then the new crop came in, and, you know, got to meet Olivia, and she's just fantastic. Chris Gore. At this point, I've met and worked with everyone in some capacity. Chris Hardwick, I've co-hosted with him and done some segments with him. Allison, you know, I don't think we've ever actually worked together, but I see her in makeup and hair and, you know, all the pre-show stuff that we do, and she's great. Who else? Oh, Blair Herder. I work with him on X-Play. He's great. I actually met Blair before he worked at G4. We were working a red carpet for a video game awards thing, and he was working for MTV Overdrive at the time, and we stood together on the red carpet. And you know, there's a lot of downtime on the red carpets if there's no one really coming through. And so I'm like, hey, what's up? We talked, la la la. Cut to 2 years later, I see him around the building. He got hired on as a writer first before he was on-air talent. And I was like, hey, you're the dude from the red carpet of What's Up, buddy? And so I love Blair. We go back. And then Adam and Morgan, who I work with on X-Play when I come in to do Cheat, and they're great. They both came to my wedding, and they're just wonderful people. Attack is great hosting training. It's like guerrilla in the trenches, like just go. It's live, it's high energy. you can't be sleeping on the job when you're hosting a TAC. It's you've got people talking in your ear. You have to know what's up, otherwise the viewers are going to know, like, I don't think she really knows what she's talking about, And so you really have to know your stuff. It's not one of those shows you can just come in at 3:55 and go on it live at 4 and just expect to just wing it, unless you're Kevin, because he's just ridiculous like that. But not me. When I host a TAC, I have to study. And but it was amazing training, amazing hosting training to be a part of that show. And I'm so thankful for my every opportunity G4 has ever given me. It's made me a better host. What do I do for fun outside of work? Well, everyone here pretty much knows I'm a Jesus freak. I don't know if you don't know that. I'm a Jesus freak. Jesus changed my life 3 years ago. And I came out to Hollywood, got into the whole party scene, lost myself out here, and Christ changed my life. So I'm at church a lot. I am part of a creative preaching team there. We do creative illustrations to aid our pastor in his sermons. So when I'm not here, I'm either there or at home reading or going out to a movie, or that's what I do. I love the Lord. I love talking about him. The best thing about working at G4, this sounds lame and cheesy and like I'm trying to make friends by saying it, but it's the people. Honestly, that's why I'm still here. I love the relationships I've built here, from hair and makeup to the other hosts to wardrobe to, just the people at the top, the suits or whatever. I love everybody here, and it's just a very special part of my life. I grew up here. I found myself, here. My life has been changed since I've been here. The girl that walked into audition to host Cheat is I feel like I'm talking about somebody else, So there's a John Reiber, who's a VP of our programming here, who's responsible for me having a job. Thanks, John. He every time I go in his office and we talk about G4, he probably thinks I'm crazy because I cry all the time because I've grown up here. This is just however long my time is here. I grew up here, and so we'll go in every year. We talk about my contract. We do whatever. He just brings me in. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And I'm like, I know. Just within 5 seconds, I'm crying because I'm like, no other network have I had that experience at. I've been here since I was 23. And it's just there's a lot of growth that happens in your 20s, So I can't imagine what Adam and Morgan feel like. They've been here for 10 years, or at least Adam has. I don't know how long Morgan has, but I'm sure it's just you get choked up, because it's just it's more than just a job. I don't come here just for the paycheck, I love all the Ninja Warrior stuff. I'm a huge Ninja Warrior fan. Anytime I could be a part of anything Ninja Warrior, I love it. I've never gotten to go to Japan and actually see the course and do that, but we've done little mock courses here in Santa Monica Beach and specials there, and I love it. I love competition. I like anything that's competitive. Healthy competition is great, and so I really like Ninja Warrior. I really enjoy all the movie specials, which I'm fortunate enough to host a lot of. The Dark Knight special and things like that we've done. Harry Potter, I love Harry Potter, so anytime I get assigned to do that, it's great. I love to travel, so that's been another huge benefit of working here is the travel, anywhere from New York to London to, the Toronto Film Festival, things like that. It's just to see the world, to see what's out there, to see what other cultures are up to, and to see that there's things that unite us, whether it's music or gadgets or games or movies or whatever. It's really cool to go to another part of the world and see other people hype about the same thing that you are here. The worst thing about working here is that I don't work here enough. I don't know. Is that a good, nice way of not saying anything bad? Yeah, I don't come in enough. I don't. The reason that's sad is because I don't get to see everyone as much as I'd like. Cheat is sort of an ebb and flow type of thing. Sometimes we'll do a lot of them, and sometimes they slow down. And so right now it's been sort of a slow season for that. But it always picks back up, So I'm sure it'll come back around. There's so many amazing moments here at G4. I can't count them all. I can't pick one. I can't say that one's my favorite.
they're all awesome.